Hey yo, World Wide Web. I'm Becca Shado, the internet personality with the shitty voices and stuff. Sounded better in my head. Point is, while I've dabbled in his work before, I haven't really explored Sylvester Stallone as an actor very much at all in my reviews. Which is a shame considering 80s action movie icons, he's probably right behind Schwarzenegger when it comes to notoriety. But before Stallone was a shooting, sweating superstar, he was a starving artist. Quite literally. But a combination of tenacity and sheer luck drastically changed his life in the 70s when he starred in the massively successful film Rocky, which he wrote as well. In fact, if he hadn't refused to sell the script without being contracted to play the starring role in the film, he'd probably still be broke today. How shrewd Stallone was is a stuff of legend, as he stuck to his guns on the bargain despite having about $100 to his name. United Artists even cut the movie's budget in half, from $2 million to $1 million, upon it being settled that Sylvester Stallone would take the lead role. Of course, this is 1976 we're talking about, so $1 million was a lot more than it sounds like today. Much like $100. But the point is, Stallone got his time to shine on the big screen as a mentally handicapped boxer. Considering that's how he wrote it, I can't say he was upset about this turn of events. Rocky was written in a way that was semi-autobiographical, depicting Stallone's own struggles in show business through the lens of the boxing world as his avatar, Rocky Balboa. Which does make me wonder if there's a scene where Rocky is giving blowjobs under a bridge. Anyway, let's take a look at Rocky, and hope not. Opening to the iconic music that I can't do a big montage skit with unless I want even more trouble with copyright shit on my channel, the visuals kick in with Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior Incorporated. And Rocky Balboa in a pugilism match with Spider Rico, played by Pedro Level. Or, as his characters listed every fucking elsewhere I look, Club Fighter. Sounds like a really shitty Street Fighter knockoff. Which wouldn't be too far off the beaten path, as this is an incredibly shitty venue and the two men are regarded as incredibly shitty fighters. I mean, look at him. Rocky spends most of the fight hugging Rico, and what professionals anywhere would stand for such bullshit? However, Rocky does win after pinning the man and beating his face while he's down, which I'm pretty sure is against the rules somewhere, but never mind. The point is Rocky gets to take home the prize money.
40-55.
When do I fight again?
Maybe 2 weeks.
Adjusted for inflation to 2015, that's about $169. Looks like roast ramen again, eh, Rock? Which seems the norm for him, as the opening credits establish he is quite securely nailed down to the lower class areas of Philadelphia. But he does have a small family to come home to.
Hey, your old man did pretty good tonight. Why weren't you there, huh?
Rocky, it takes them a week to walk to the venue.
You want to see your friend Moby Dick, huh?
Stallone, I thought you weren't doing those movies anymore.
Here, go say hi. You know, if you guys could sing or dance, I wouldn't be doing this, you know.
The goldfish. I was worried for a second this movie was going to summon Creepy. As he has pets, that means he also has a specific pet shop that he frequents, staffed by Adrian, or ADRIAAAAN, played by Talia Shire.
You know, the last turtle food I got here had more moss in it than flies. You know that, Adrian? They get caught in the turtle's throat right about here in his paw, right? I gotta smack them on the back of the shell, and what do you think they get?
Launched them out of the shell wearing a white tank top and boxer shorts?
Show shot. They get show shot. What do you think?
I think my joke was better. The other worker doesn't much care for Rocky's habit of showing up and trying to talk to Adrian, so she orders the lady to work in the other room, leaving the man with nothing left to do but steal the turtle food.
Hey, crime don't pay. You know that, Florida. You know that.
Which does explain how he can keep his turtles in his apartment when he can hardly afford food for himself. But this might make him sound like an asshole, but just think of it like Robin Hood, except against other down-and-outs, and for the benefit of amphibians. Come to think of it, don't think of it. Still, his winnings hardly are enough to live on, so he makes up the difference by being the hired muscle to shake down folks late on their payments to the local loan shark, Gazzo, played by Joe Spinell.
How come you didn't break this guy's thumb like I told you?
Well, how do you know I didn't break it?
You don't think I hear things? Did I give you a job this morning or I didn't?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So why didn't you break his thumb like I told you to?
Don't try to pull any of that henchman's union crap on me. You know that stuff's in your contract.
So long, meatbag.
I should have broke your thumb!
That's not in your contract neither! Not being the end of his bad luck, it turns out Rocky's locker in the local boxing gym is locked. Extra locked. Because it's not his locker anymore.
Talking about ain't my locker. It's been my locker for 6 years. Where's my gear?
Mickey told me to bag it, hang it.
Because at this point, Jesus could arrive in Philadelphia for his second coming, initiating revelations just to spit in Rocky's face, and it wouldn't make it feel any worse. Mickey, famously portrayed by Burgess Meredith, gives the long and short of why Rocky lost his locker. He's a loser, whom, while oozing with potential, never bothered to focus that, and as such is stuck on the lowest rankings, and Mickey is tired of dealing with him. But hey, at least he gives Rocky something else to talk about with Adrian.
Lockers are bad anyway. After a while, people get the combination. I must have had 20 bucks taken out of there in the past 6 years, you know? Don't sound like much, but it adds up.
Well, that's the total after 6 years, and that's all it added up to. If it doesn't sound like much, it's because it wasn't.
Hey, Bird. Hey, look who's here. Look who's here. The giant worm.
Stallone, I told you, you're over that. Stop! Still, Adrian cares not for Rocky's enormous nematode, so he leaves, leading to a bar where he meets up with Adrian's brother, Paulie, played by Burt Young. Seems he and Rocky know each other, and Paulie is actually trying to get the two together, as his sister is insanely shy.
She's pushing 30 freaking years old, and if she don't watch out, she's gonna end up dying alone.
I'm 30 myself.
Fuck, I'll be 32 in a couple weeks. Watch out for 4K, you'll be able to spot the gray hairs I'm sporting. The concern over his sister becoming some crazy cat lady is enough for Paulie to invite Rocky over for Thanksgiving tomorrow. We also see that Carl Weathers is on TV, playing the charismatic Apollo Creed, announcing that this new year, that being the start of 1976, there will be a special boxing match to commemorate the bicentennial. For those who don't know, that's the 200th anniversary for the independence of the United States of America. Don't roll your eyes at me, it's 2015. That shit was 39 years ago. There are some people out there who really don't know.
Stay in school and use your brain. Be a doctor, be a lawyer, carry a leather briefcase. Forget about sports as a profession. Sports make you grunt and smell.
Looks like someone's in a job they hate. But Rocky can be inspirational too. Look, he gives Marie, played by Joy Letizia, a lecture about hanging around smart kids instead of gangsters and druggies. He even walks her home.
Hey, Rocky.
Yo.
Screw you, creepo.
Well, looks like at least one person on set is familiar with Stallone's early work. Though Rocky's not the only one with problems. It appears the man who Apollo was set to fight for the bicentennial bout has suffered a broken bone in his left hand, meaning this show that they've already poured ass tons of money into advertising may have to be cancelled. Especially considering, as luck would have it, every single heavyweight fighter they've contacted since has one excuse or another for why they can't do it.
I get hold of every worthwhile contender, and they all say the same thing. 5 weeks just isn't enough time to get into shape.
Oh, shape nothing, man. They're afraid.
Because people who are afraid to lose always climb to the highest ranks in boxing? Just when all hope seems lost, though, Apollo Creed comes up with the perfect plot for this movie.
This is the land of opportunity, right? So Apollo Creed on January 1st gives a local underdog fighter an opportunity. And there's nothing they'd like better than to see Apollo Creed give a local Philadelphia boy a shot at the greatest title in the world on this country's biggest birthday.
Well, if that's what you're going for, you could still delay this thing for like 6 months. As this is a unique opportunity for one random, unknown individual, of course they are hand-selected by Apollo Creed to fit his extremely strict requirements.
Rocky Balboa? Never heard of him.
Look, it's the name, man. The Italian Stallion.
Who cares if he comes into the ring and looks like fucking Danny DeVito? It's the name that matters. Back on the soap opera storyline, Paulie brings Rocky home to Adrian.
Yo, how you doing?
Which, of course, she didn't know about. It's always great when your first impression is scaring the fuck out of a woman. Speaking of which...
You want the bird? Go in the alley and eat the bird.
Oh,
I'm not sure if this was supposed to show a dysfunctional family life or give the audience something to relate to. Backed into a corner, yelled at, and completely against her wishes, Adrian decides, fuck it, she'll go out with Rocky if it helps this scene get over with. This brings them to an ice rink, devoid of people, spare the maintenance man, George Memoli, whom I definitely remember as Philbin from Phantom of the Paradise. Point is, one small bribe later, and the two lovebirds take to the ice to connect.
I still fight. I kind of do it like a hobby. See, I'll tell you what the trouble is. You see, I'm a southpaw.
what's a southpaw?
Oh, southpaw means you're left-handed, and southpaw throws your timing off.
Interestingly enough, the scene was originally intended to have a hell of a lot more extra skating around the rink, but the problem was George was the only guy that showed up on shooting day. So they improvised and ended up with a scene that was, strangely enough, a lot more memorable as a result. Afterward, the two return to Rocky's horribly run-down apartment, but don't worry about Paulie not knowing where she is. Rocky gives him a call.
Yo, Paulie, your sister's with me. I'll call you back later. See ya.
It's a pretty affordable plan. As a warning, long distance can really hurt you. He then shoots down each and every request for her to leave in a manner that, while romantic and really gets the emotions pumping, would be completely shat on by the Tumblr community of today. So let's ignore the BS and just appreciate that Adrienne doesn't actually need those glasses she's been wearing all movie, quite especially as the two of them get down and dirty on the floor of this filthy apartment. And no, she never wears the glasses again for the rest of the movie. What is it with films and optional astigmatism? The next day, it turns out Rocky has received a request to meet up with Apollo Creed. But that doesn't mean Mickey can't yell at him some more for being a loser.
Because you had the talent to become a good fighter. And instead of that, you became a leg breaker. Some cheap, second-rate loan shark. It's a waste of life.
I hate to hear Mickey's opinions of being an infinite film reviewer. And it doesn't matter, Rocky goes to find out what exactly Apollo wants with him.
Would you be interested in fighting Apollo Creed for the World Heavyweight Championship?
No.
The end.
Well, would you look at that? We need to have a part 2 because I don't have enough space on freaking YouTube. No 15-minute limit. Well, anyway, click the annotation and it'll take you to part 2 and you'll be able to see the rest of this review and it's all lovely glory and everything. Otherwise, you won't have closure and you don't want that. So click it.